Shepherd Clinic. Erik is here with me today to have a tour of Mountain Hope and learn more about what we do. We're going to start with our dental unit. We do dental here at Mountain Hope Clinic 2 to 3 days a week depending on the availability of our dentists. We actually sometimes have more people waiting for dental services than we have for medical services. Most of our dental patients are here for emergency dental. That means they're here for extractions because they have infections or they have so much pain that they need to get back to work tomorrow. We are really excited about the fact that we now have a dental hygienist on staff as well so that we are able to do some preventative work. This is our dental department. We recently got an upgrade in dental thanks to Delta Dental, who afforded us a really nice grant. So we were able to get new digital equipment, and that makes a world of difference. The equipment we had been using was about 17 years old. It was used when we got it, and while it served our purpose, it's really great to be able to use top-of-the-line equipment. It's not unusual for the hospital to give us a call and say that someone has an infection in their mouth that's so bad that it has to be cleared up before they can do, say, open heart surgery. So good oral care and oral hygiene is huge as far as keeping someone healthy overall. I was seeing reports where people were coming back for dental hygiene cleanings every 2 or 3 weeks, and I asked our dental hygienist why that was, and she said their mouths are often in such bad repair that it takes her that long to do a cleaning. So she'll do maybe a quarter of their mouth at one session and have them come back 3 more times to get the complete cleaning, especially if they've never had any kind of dental care. I'll stop right here and talk a little bit about patient assistance. Robin Young is not in right now, but Robin handles our patient assistance program, and basically she acts as a liaison between folks that need very expensive medications and drug companies. We do our best to get those donated and send here to Mountain Hope, and that gives us a couple of benefits. One is that Robin can keep an eye on folks and make sure they're taking their medications the right way. And 2, she can help them with a vast amount of paperwork it takes to get those donations in the first place. The major drug companies require things like tax returns, pretty intricate forms to be filled out because they want to know someone's status before they make those donations. And so because of that, Robin is really great about helping out, filling out that paperwork, making sure that we get confirmation from the pharmaceutical companies that those things have been received, and then following up if need be. Generally, when Robin is working with a patient, she's working with folks that need medications that are $300 or more a month. But this room was donated by Kodak Eastman Credit Union, and we use it as a classroom and as a meeting room. We see students from 15 different colleges and universities throughout the U.S. We have seen dental hygiene students come through here to help us out. We get third-year medical students a couple of times a year. We almost always have nursing students and medical students in the building. So we get their hands and hearts for a little while. They get some experience, and in fact, all third-year students from ETSU Medical School do a rotation through Mountain Hope Good Shepherd Clinic. And twice a year, we do a free physicals event with those students where we invite members of the public in by appointment to get a free physical and free blood work. That does a couple of things for us. It allows folks to get established at Mountain Hope because normally we have to say no about 700 times a month. And it gives those students a little more experience seeing patients in an environment like ours. Those free physical events allow us to see more people so that when someone is sick or is hurting, that they call in, and if they've been seen here for a physical, then they're considered established, and we can get them in more quickly than when they need to be seen and aren't well. This is the office of our medical director. He is not in right now, but he is very integral to the clinic. Loves working with students, and you can find him here very often with a student going through charts or talking about bedside manner. Anyway, absolutely great guy, and his name's Dr. Richard D. We really appreciate him here. This is Miss Lydia. She is our translator. We see a lot of Spanish-speaking patients here in the clinic, and we have several staff members who are fluent in Spanish, which is great for us. This is one of our pharmacies. We actually have 2 right now. We don't carry anything here on the premises that's narcotic or painkiller type medication. What we keep are meds for diabetics. We keep antibiotics, blood pressure meds, things people really need to get out the door. We ask $5 for anything that is taken from us or our pharmacy for our patients. And we're able to do that for a couple of reasons. One, we have amazing donors. But two, Food City was absolutely wonderful to us. And they act as our guarantor through the Harvard Medical Company so that we get all of our medications at their cost. We can do minor surgeries on premises. A lot of people don't realize that. Our medical director is very skilled in dermatology, so there are times we will find him removing a melanoma or something along those lines, and we can do those things here on site. We also have a cardiologist who comes occasionally. People ask me sometimes about different specialists that come in. So those are the two things that we have immediately available, I guess. But a lot of local docs will take referrals from us. That's wonderful. But we have the patient assistance program again, so that if we don't necessarily have a specialist we can send someone to it at a much reduced cost, at least that we can get them an initial consultation, and perhaps that provider will set up some sort of payment plan with them. So if someone does need to be seen by an oncologist or a neurologist, something along those lines, we can at least get them in the front door. I kind of like showing this room off just because it's sort of a neat feeling. It's our pediatric room, and we don't see an awful lot of kids here. A lot of kids in the state of Tennessee now have covered kids insurance, which is wonderful. However, we started as a pediatric clinic. Our founder was a pediatrician who was retired from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. She thought she wanted to come here and take photos in her retirement, and she got a little bored and went down to the local elementary school and said, I'm a pediatrician, I'd like to volunteer. Of course, they were thrilled, but she realized very, very quickly that many of the students and a lot of the parents didn't have any sort of medical care. She borrowed a few rooms from a local church, and we actually started there. We've been very blessed. We now have over 22,000 patients of record. Considering Sevier County has about 92,000 in its population, that's a pretty big chunk. Again, we are still saying no. We are hoping eventually to be able to hire another physician as well, so that we don't have to say no as many times a month as we have. Last month, I believe we said no 599 times to people that tried to get into the clinic. So again, those are really hard conversations to have. Every time someone walks through our front door, it costs us about $65 over and above what we ask them to pay. So there is a lot of ground to cover in order to make that happen. If you'd like to know more about Mountain Hope Good Shepherd Clinic, you can visit us online at www.mountainhope.org, or you can give me a call here at the clinic. My name is Ashley Burnett, and my phone number is 865-774-7684, extension 219.